Well, I'm Mike Wiest, and I am a father of 3, and I'm forgetful. About 5 months ago, we had taken a trip to my brother's home here in southern Utah, and we loaded up the kids, and we got to his house, and we're visiting with family for about 15 or so minutes when my wife comes into the room that I was in and says, "Where's Parker?" And so I look around for his car seat and couldn't see it. And she said, "I thought you got him." And I said, "Well, I thought you got him." And so we run back out to the car, and sure enough, there he was, crying and face just beat red. And St. George is notorious for the hot summers. We get 115 degree plus summers frequently. And luckily, that wasn't one of those afternoons. And he was only in there again for about 15 minutes. But he was pretty upset. And anyway, we were both just in disbelief that we had forgotten him. You know, he's our 3rd child, and the reason being is I had grabbed Carson, our first boy, and then she had grabbed Angie, and no one was there to grab Parker. Anyway, jump forward a couple months. A little baby from our same county had died of heat exhaustion. She had been left in the car for several hours, and it was one of those hot days. It was 90 plus degrees that day, and she had been left in there most of the day. You know, I immediately had empathy for that mom, just because I had done the same thing just 2 months earlier. Only we had been a lot luckier. So I thought, you know, there's got to be something that we can do to help these parents, you know, like myself, remember their kids. So I started thinking immediately to high tech. You know, what if we had sensors and a device that would measure the weight of the baby, sync it to your smartphone with Bluetooth or Wi-Fi or who knows what. And I started talking to my wife about my idea, and she thought, "Well, why don't you just have a bracelet?" And I thought, a bracelet? What do you mean? And she thought, "It just has to be simple, something that you can put on real easily, and it'll help you remember." And I thought, okay, well, what if we had a bracelet that you put on the car seat, and then after you put the car seat in the car, you would remember to put the bracelet on, and of course that would remind you of the baby in the back. And of course, if you've forgotten, you'd be walking around with this bracelet, which looks kind of silly, with the bells on it. Hopefully that would remind you, and you know, the baby wouldn't be there too much longer. Of course, too, it has kind of a built-in fail-safe. If you forget to put the bracelet on, it'll be there on the car seat itself, and it will jingle, you know, back there with the baby, and hopefully that will remind you as well. But regardless, you know, it's meant to be worn, and again, it seems you can't prevent forgetfulness. You know, we all forget, but the more roadblocks we put in its way, I think the better off we'll be. And this is just one of those roadblocks to thwart forgetfulness. And we're just hoping that, you know, it just might help save some lives.